Welcome back, everybody. So today I'm going to be doing a Madelynn's film review corner. I started watching movies again. For a while, I wasn't watching anything, and it felt really weird. But I'm back at it, and I want to talk about some films that I've watched recently. I also did a more recent Madelynn's Film Review Corner on Substack where I talked about 3 really fun films. So please go check that out if you haven't yet. It's a really fun one. The first film I want to talk about is by this director named Jean Rollin. I found a playlist of his on Criterion Channel, and I was curious. Apparently, all of his works have a through line of vampires, lesbians, and like horror erotica. And I watched Requiem for a Vampire. This came out in 1972. It's about these 2 friends who get lost in the French countryside. They end up at this haunted chateau where this vampire lives, and they kind of get sucked into their world and they can't escape. And it was really playful and fun, and I loved the colors in it. It starts out with them the 2 girls being in a car chase or car shootout, and they're in these really intricate clown costumes, like these sequined, beautiful costumes, and their makeup is really cool. And in one of the opening scenes, there's a shot of the 2 girls, and their makeup is so beautiful and fun, and there's like glitter everywhere, and the colors are just amazing. And I think I'm going to try to recreate it for Halloween, which is coming up in 2 days. I can't believe it's almost Halloween. But I might film that on TikTok. So keep an eye out. It's super colorful the whole way through. I really love the use of color, and the lighting is really fun. And I also thought it was interesting that there's no dialogue for the first 2/3 of the film. You only really get dialogue in like the last part of the film. But yeah, it also says it's kind of a plotless film. It's kind of like all over the place, but you get the gist. These vampires want to take them in and all that stuff. And they kind of get like stuck there. But I thought it was really well done, super playful. It felt very DIY. The music is also really beautiful, the score. And apparently this French composer that did the score for the film worked on a bunch of Jean Rollin's films for like a number of years. And I thought it was really beautiful. I feel like something like The Love Witch could have been inspired by something like this, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I also loved a lot of the shots and angles that they used. They used a lot of like overhead shots or wide shots, and the framing was really interesting. And yeah, I thought it was really fun. It definitely intrigued me, and I want to watch more of his films. So I think I'll go back and watch a few more of his works. But yeah, I gave this 3.5 stars on Letterboxd. And if you are familiar with his work, let me know, and let me know what you think I should watch next of his. Okay, this is one that has had a chokehold on me since I saw it a few years ago. I recently rewatched it. It's The Cook, the Thief, the Wife, and Her Lover. This came out in 1989 by director Peter Greenaway. And this, when I first saw this, I was so amazed by the colors in it and the set design and how just intricate and beautiful it was. And the second time I watched it, I was like, oh my gosh, this movie is so violent. It's about this woman who's married to this tyrant of a man. He is like this mob boss, and he's absolutely unbearable. And he owns this restaurant. So the film is mostly set in this restaurant. And she ends up taking a liking to this normal guy who frequents the restaurant. And when I first watched it, there's this scene in the beginning where they lock eyes, the wife and her lover, and he's at a table by himself, he's reading, and he takes a bite of food to eat, and it like slips from his mouth, and you know, it's one of those like awkward human moments that happen, and they happen to lock eyes in that moment, and they kind of like thought it was funny. And I thought that was such an endearing scene, and I loved that so much. And that's kind of what got me hooked.
We do not need a text-based cinema. You know, we need an image-based cinema. You know, it says in the Old Testament, in the beginning was the word. Sorry, that's wrong. In the beginning was the image.
It's such an intense, crazy film, but it's so beautiful, and everything about it is over the top. And, you know, there's food in it, which I love. They're in a kitchen. The lighting's super fun. And yeah, it's an incredible film. It's definitely one of those ones that I think about frequently, for sure. The last one I want to talk about is Boogie Nights. This one came out in 1997, and this is Paul Thomas Anderson's second film. I am really not familiar with Paul Thomas Anderson's work, but his newest film just came out recently, so I feel like everyone's talking about him. And I decided to watch Boogie Nights because I know this is like one of his big films. I know Magnolia is probably his biggest one. I have not seen that. The only other PTA film I've seen is Licorice Pizza, and I think I watched that on a flight, and I wasn't like, I don't know, I thought it was good, but I wasn't like emotionally connected to it in any way. I don't know. So I'm just not super familiar with his work, but I did watch Boogie Nights, and it's about this young kid or high school kid who gets scouted for adult films. And it's really tongue-in-cheek. It's super playful. All of the shots are really fun. Set design, the outfits. It's set in the 70s, and you kind of see them transition from the 70s to the 80s. It's set in LA, which is always fun to look at. And yeah, it's really funny. There's a lot of humor to it. What I really like about this film is you fall in love with all of the characters. All of them are super lovable, but they're in this industry that's kind of crazy. So there's like that juxtaposition of these people being so lovable and just doing their best, while also there's like heavy drug use, and obviously they're in the sex industry, and they kind of get into a lot of trouble and mischief because things just kind of go awry. But yeah, it's super silly. It's just, like I said, it's very tongue-in-cheek and it's playful. So I gave this one 4 stars on Letterboxd. So these are the films that I've been watching. And for me to give something 5 stars, it has to not only be visually beautiful, but there has to be an element of like, it has to be feminine. I feel like all of the films that I have talked about are masculine. They're kind of violent. Which is fine, but I think I crave something a little different, or, you know, for me to give it 5 stars, it has to be something that I am like, oh my gosh, I wish I made that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on these films. Have you seen them? Are you familiar with these directors? Do you recommend anything else by these directors? I'm definitely gonna check out Jean Rollin's other films because I really like the artistry of everything. I feel like it feels very DIY and playful in a way that feels more aligned to like what I want my work to be like. So yeah, those are the films I've been watching. So if you haven't yet, please check out the Substack I made on the other Madelynn's Film Review Corner. That one might be interesting to you. Those films are definitely more playful and maybe more up my alley. So go check that out. And I also wanted to let you know that I have some new Halloween ceramics out. A couple of things have sold already, so there's only a few things left. But I made this Krusty the Clown figurine. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. I'm obsessed with him. He might be my favorite. And then I also did this Lucy, iconic Lucy with her witch mask. So cute. And then the other thing I have left of my Halloween stuff is this super cute planter that I painted, and it's black on the inside, has a drainage hole, And Snoopy's on here. Oh yeah, there's Snoopy. Yeah, super cute stuff. So this one's available. So check those out if you would like. I think YouTube has my store linked somewhere under this video. And yeah, that's everything. Check out Substack. Look out for that TikTok video. I'm going to try to recreate that makeup look. And check out my ceramics if you want to collect art or interested in what I'm making outside of videos. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next one very soon. Happy Halloween. Bye.